I remember one time coming home and the nanny telling me that she has been told that my sons should not go out. People, parents, please, lock your doors. Those who don't want my sons to get into their houses, please always keep your door locked, because there is no way I'm going to close my children in the house. Autism is the cancer in my house, and I have 3 cancers in my house. Mothers ask me, Mercy, you're so strong. How do you do it? 3 kids, we are collapsing with one. How do you do it? Targeted everything, our time, our resources, our energies towards eliminating this monster.
The boys were born in 2011 in California, US. They were prematurely born. Each boy was moving separately and not getting together. And you could see that the attention span or the attention was very limited.
As they grew up, we realized that these boys are just too active. By then, I would have expected when I call Eric, Lenny, or Rick, they would be able to respond. So I thought it's because the 3 of them, no one knows their names. The boys also didn't seem like they were recognizing their mother.
We expected them to have developed speech by 3 years, but they did not.
We went to different doctors, we went to different hospitals, and when I brought it up, they were like, oh, no, don't worry, it's because they are boys, they are triplets, they were premature. I would be walking out and I'm like, bye, and no child is crying, no child is waving back bye. And by then, for sure, I knew that they should be doing that.
The first time I saw them in a classroom, they were all over the place. You would see Lenny climbing up the windows, Eric somewhere under the table. Ricky was a bit mild, but he still had his own challenging behaviors.
The whole semester, their booklets came and it was just written, still learning.
They were picking anything on the ground, any food, and putting into their mouth, even dirty things, and it was really devastating to us.
If you come to my house, you'll find that the TV is actually, we've put metal grills on it because several times they have dropped it down. We had to put lashes on every door, inside and outside, because these kids can rush into the kitchen and get into an accident. The seats are all broken because of jumping up and down, tearing them, eating them. The children had this behavior of disappearing. In fact, Eric disappeared 3 times in the middle of the night.
You'd hear that Lenny has scratched someone, Lenny has kicked someone, Lenny is spitting on other kids.
The biting, the spitting, the scratching. How are we going to stop this behavior? In Eric. Eric, come back. Eric. Eric. We went to see the neurologist, and in 5 minutes, he said, these children are autistic. It was like being told your children are dead. From that moment on, I remember thinking each day, each week, each month. I remember thinking, what will happen to my sons when they grow up? I remember thinking of all those people we see in the streets and we call them mad.
As parents, it was very traumatizing. First of all, we didn't understand what autistic means.
So I decided to really get to read a lot about autism.
We came to understand what it requires. A lot of occupational therapy, physiotherapy.
I tried diets, GFC, casein-free, gluten-free.
I kept on seeing the neurosurgeon. What he was prescribed was only medication to keep the boys calm, and it wasn't helping them.
I remember the first time I read about stem cell. I was like, wow, this is really good. The mechanism, the treatment was scientifically sound. I read about NeuroGen because now there was the flyer. I was like, wow, India is just near home. And then someone is coming here to talk to us about it. So I was really very excited.
Last year we had Dr. Alok Sharma come to Nairobi and give a lecture.
There are 70 million autistic kids in this world. There was no treatment for them. But today with stem cell therapy, we at NeuroGen have been able to treat over 1,000 children, and many of them have gone back to a normal life, to a normal school.
Before even we left the meeting, my husband was like, let's go next week. Our journey to NeuroGen was very smooth and very pleasant. We were received at the airport. The infrastructure that they have, that already gives you a good sense of safety and being taken care of. Their therapy rooms are like, wow. I looked at them, I was like, if I had money, I would stay here for 4 months.
We had a lot of questions which we asked, and we got very clear answers from Dr. Sharma.
We have researched this at NeuroGen over several thousands of scans of children with autism, is that there is a part of their brain that's functioning less than normal. And this is seen on a scan called the PET scan. In a normal brain, we should see just green, but here we see blue, which is hypermetabolism, and we see red, which is hypermetabolism. Earlier, autism was, when a child had autism, all you were told is nothing can be done, just take rehabilitation. But today, with stem cell therapy, this damage that you see gets corrected. We get the stem cells from the children's own body. So the beauty of this treatment, first thing, it's very simple. Second, it is very safe. So we do the scans today, and then we do these scans after 6 months, and you will see that the damaged area is reduced, sometimes completely eliminated.
You really get to have your child assessed by all these different people who are all looking at different aspects. I had never gone through such a kind of an assessment. The day of the stem cell itself came, actually I was a bit anxious, of course, but really I didn't have fear. A bit of apprehension, anxiety, of course, as a mother, but I knew they're in good hands.
We put a needle in this pelvic bone, and then we take out the bone marrow, which is the fluid inside the bone.
One of the most wonderful things about adult stem cell therapy is that it's got no side effect or risk. From the bone marrow which we've taken from the child, we separate the stem cells. It's a process of purification, filtration, and separation. The pure stem cells, once they are ready, a thin needle is inserted into the lower back. We inject the stem cells into the cerebrospinal fluid. It flows all the way up to the brain.
After stem cell, we went now for our usual therapies. I like the fact that they are using a multidisciplinary approach. They have all these departments: special education, ABA, occupation department, psychology, nutrition, physiotherapy, speech therapy. All these things under one roof. The children now are able to get much more and make more faster progress. Stem cell has really unclipped our wings. It's like now there's freedom to fly. Stem cell has given my sons a new lease of life. After the day of the stem cell, we are seated there, Eric trying to sneak out of the door, and Rick is on the other corner and he goes like, "Eric, come back! Eric, where are you going? Come back!" And we all froze. We are like, did you guys hear that, or is it just my imagination? Ricky, who had one word and occasionally 2 words, he did a 5-word sentence and all very well placed.
The boys have calmed down, have increased their attention span.
Tell me number 7. Where is it? 7. Awesome. Eric, look here. Grapes. Grapes. Clap, 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 clap. Up, up, up.
Lenny wanted to keep hugging you, to keep holding you, touching your face. His fingers suddenly could be able to coordinate. His mood swing really changed. Eric now is able to stay outside of the house unaccompanied.
The children didn't know when a car is coming, it's supposed to move away. They used to move towards it. Right now, they are moving away like, boy, this is dangerous.
Their social interaction has really grown. Occasionally, I see the boys now tickling each other. It's like suddenly they are realizing, oh, we are here together. They will even hold hands and do their favorite song of a ring of roses.
It's like magic. Miracle was happening because when they came back, there was a big difference in the boys. Eric was there able to express himself as much as he would not talk.
Yes. Come on. Well done.
Ricky was just like something else. It would come, hi mama, she could. I'm like, all right, this is Ricky.
I was so shocked, I screamed because I knew very well these boys couldn't talk. Stem cell works, but I didn't know it was going to work this fast.
The things that would have taken probably years to be accomplished in my sons, in like 8 months' time, we've really been able to come very far. Just with water.
They used to defecate on their clothes, but now they can use the toilet. We've seen a lot of improvement in terms of spitting. The tantrums have reduced. Sleeping used to be a problem before, but at the moment, he is taken to his bed. It takes a few minutes and he is asleep.
The boys' behavior has really improved such that our travel to NeuroGen Mumbai, this time it was really very, very pleasant. One of my dreams has been to see my sons cycle. You try to make them understand what it is to pedal, and they couldn't. But after stem cell, when we arrived in Kenya the following day and we went out, and these guys could cycle. The school, I remember after 2 weeks, the teacher calling me and saying, Mercy, really stem cell is working.
Stem cell therapy has come with a lot of blessings. There are things we used to struggle with as teachers that started falling in place. Okay, Lenny, I want you to show me some body parts. Okay, show me your eyes. Yeah, that's correct, eyes.
Eric?
Doing the dots. Good.
Take and put with the same. Very good.
1, 2, 3, and jump. Oh, that's very fine.
Ricky is doing just so awesome. He is growing in all areas, academic, socialization.
Rick, match the picture with the shadow.
What's your name? Sound? Good job. Sound?
Ka. Wow.
Wow. Well done, Ricky. We can even walk in the streets of Nairobi.
That's it.
He can actually go to the shop and pay and get back the change and come with it. I'm going to send you to buy tomato paste, okay? I'm going to send you to buy what?
Tomato paste.
In the shop. Where is the shop?
It's here.
Okay. So I'm going to give you
Money.
for what?
To buy tomato lollipop. I'm going to wear my shoes. That's right.
We are able to go with the children to the supermarket, to the public gathering, to the church, and they are not as disturbing as they used to disturb before the stem cell therapy.
The boys are actually going to Sunday school, humming some songs and trying to repeat the actions. It's nice to see all these things unfold right in front of your eyes when you really didn't expect that to happen. The other thing that we do as a family yearly is to take the boys to the national park. So you can imagine this time when we went there and the boys were just awesome. Just the other day, we actually went out to a nice Chinese restaurant and the boys behaved so well. I couldn't just believe it. They ate their meals, they wore their napkins, they enjoyed the meal. If you just passed by, you wouldn't know that my sons are autistic. So this is really something I have longed for a very long time. It's something I've prayed for, and the fact that we can be able to do this, it just delights my heart.
The major achievement was getting Rick from a special needs school to a regular or normal school.
What is the name of your school?
That morning junior school.
He's doing so well without even shadow teacher, and he's even doing academics, which I had no dream for my sons doing academics.
I'm very happy because when he went to the regular school, he coped very, very well. and the teachers there are able to work with him.
Just seeing the pet scan results, seeing all that blue coming down, you were told that Eric has had 60% improvement, Lenny 40% improvement, and Ricky, we were told just a few more points and he'll just get off the spectrum completely.
This means our children in future are getting to be self-reliant, and this is very encouraging.
I'm very, very grateful to the NeuroGen team. Henry and I no longer walk the autism journey alone. That aftercare, they are so many miles far away and they are calling you, they want to find out how are the children doing. Dr. Sharma looked at my sons and he was like, oh my God, it's a lot of work for you. But what I can assure you is that these are my sons now and they're gonna get better. You have no clue, what this meant to me as a mother. It is so relieving. I can look forward for tomorrow because I know tomorrow definitely is better.
For parents who have children in similar condition, I would encourage them not to lose hope, but to seek stem cell therapy.
We've seen tremendous changes as professionals working with children with autism after they've gone for stem cell therapy. And I'd really encourage parents to have confidence in this intervention. I strongly believe that it can push our children to the next level in their lives.
After I die, I want my 3 sons to be independent and lead a better life than myself. Rick, Eric, Lenny, I love you.
They say that autistic children have no emotions. But for me with my sons, this is a big mistake. I'm seeing my sons expressing their emotions. Ricky is actually telling me he loves me, and I find myself crying. Just tears of joy, tears of disbelief. It's something that only a mother can understand. It tells me that autism can be reversed. Parents ask me, so do you really think stem cell works? And I'm like, I can see changes, I can touch, I can feel, I can smell. Of course, for me, stem cell works. I'll do it until my children get well.